Hello and welcome to Generation Shadow, the epic supernatural saga that takes you through the entirety of horror history, one nightmare at a time. And this time, it's the final nightmare of our first arc, Salem 1692. This is the end of it, episode entitled A City Upon a Hill. We'll do a quick recap. Or actually, I'm going to do the recap because then we're going to have our characters, their opening moves as we introduce them. So, there was, in some witch-haunted Salem, a dark time to be sure, especially with all these nasty supernatural factions and shenanigans going at it. These heroes have found themselves kind of tentatively aligned with the Covenant of Angels, sort of a group of exiled magic users who have built their own society in the woods against all the other various factions. Two of them in particular, the Hangman, formerly Goody Pruitt's employers, now sworn enemies after they've fallen under the sway of Damnation Talbot, a seemingly fanatical, self-righteous Puritan.
Which was fine.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, when you are self-righteous and actually self-righteous rather than hanging out with vampire sodomites.
Yeah, now he's hanging out with vampires. I don't know about that last part. That vampire in particular, Lord Quincy Claggett, a kind of rogue vampire from Ordos Angelus, the Order of Blood, and the leader of Ordos Angelus, the Headless Queen, the Lady of Six Fingers, recently paid a visit to some of our heroes, giving them a little ultimatum: bring Lord Claggett home intact in this nifty chain coffin. However, there's an even bigger problem. The Covenant of Angels, in order to defend themselves, built something called the Angelus Aperture, supposedly a portal to heaven that will let in angels, but as we discovered, it let in something else. And now,
Los Angeles.
Yes, it let in the city of Los Angeles. Now, all that smog and those traffic jams, am I right?
Bring about the endings fast.
Alright, well, let's meet our characters who are going to deal with what comes through the Angelus Aperture. I want to know who you are, who your character is, and you could even do your opening move, listing a faction. You get to mark that faction to help you level up, and then rolling and seeing kind of how you're dealing with that faction as our final episode begins.
Alright.
So, Marvin.
So hi, I'm Marvin, and I'm playing the Spectre, Diego Wensley, first mate of the Sanguine Tide. Currently, he's kind of panicking about everything. About the Queen, about his ship, about that portal to heaven. That's probably not heaven.
It's a stairway.
Is it a literal
It's a highway.
stairway?
Oh wait, that's the wrong place.
It's a highway to hell and a stairway to heaven.
That make it work. But he's got the spyglass that he got from his friend Pradrick. So, I'm going to roll power and see what the Council of Angels can actually help me with this. See if there's anything mystical with it that I can use to free my crew.
Okay.
Yeah, Covenant.
So roll power, and you get to mark that faction to
Good.
help you level up there.
Now, I hate magical stuff, so this is going to hopefully be alright. No, it's not. It's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are totally unprepared for what's coming through the Angelus Aperture.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Well, then again, everybody is, so... Alright, Goody Pruitt, or Cat.
So I'm basically saying-
I'm Kat. I'm playing Goody. Good wife Sarah Pruitt, who recently found out that her brother, the Damnation, originally Daniel, by the way, Talbot, has fallen in with a bad sort, and that I probably have to have one of these fine gentlemen kill him. Let's see. Yes, I've not renounced Puritanism. I very much still believe in it. I just believe that it has fallen under the sway of a bad person now, unlike, say, the great Reverend Caleb Wright, or Judge Hathorne, who I've met before when I traveled to Boston.
Oh, huh.
Seems like a lovely individual
Sure.
who would never kill innocent people.
Oh, yeah. You totally did. All those Puritans did. Alright, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm very concerned about this explosion and the fact that possibly undead sodomites have been near my safe house.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Goody Pruitt, would you like to do your faction roll now?
Sure, I'll do night
Okay.
to figure out when my she's going to figure out what... I want to find out when my brother fell in league with these undead sodomites. I do not.
Oh.
That is a 6.
Ooh.
Nice.
Because the eyeball is bad. And I'm -1 with night.
Okay.
Ugh.
So go to mark the faction. Next up, Dallas.
Hey, I'm Dallas. I'm playing Lars, the Fae, who is not so much a shop owner anymore, I don't believe. But that's okay, because he sort of has traveled quite a bit, and it might be time to move on somewhere else. The West is untamed. So, he's now really enjoying the group even more, that he's sort of seen and gotten more information out of everybody, and been through some adventures that have been really interesting. But before he moves on, he's still got a debt to clear, which he does not like to owe anybody, but loves to collect them. Hopefully he'll get some more before he goes.
I already owe you 2.
Oh, yes. One of you owes me a debt, and I forgot to write.
It was me. I owe you a debt.
Diego owes me a debt, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you don't just straight up kill Claggett next time we see him.
I know you're not fine.
That was the debt.
Dallas, what faction
I'm
would you
ready
like
to
to roll?
persuade you that we should.
I'm rolling mortality because I need to. It's my last one. And I'll finally
Level up.
Finally?
Alright. So roll for
Yeah.
the hangman.
Oh,
See what
yeah.
they're
This
up
is
to.
his first level up, everybody.
That's
bad.
5.
You still level up.
Yep.
Yay, welcome.
Speaking of an agent of mortality, we don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think they don't like anybody.
Really?
I mean, it's true.
No, we don't like each other. Either. That's
And they
a fact.
and also they hate themselves. So
We hate everybody.
very
They hate
sad.
everybody equally.
Our founding fathers. Nick.
Yep.
You're up next.
I am Nick, as was stated, and I am playing Andrei Ionescu, the wow, I'm brain fart.
Werewolf.
Yes,
Romanian werewolf.
Yes. So,
Formerly Lord Claggett's kind of dog's body.
dog. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not really too happy about that anymore, and has talked with the lady, and hopefully he'll be able to go away from that. So yeah, I'm gonna find out what Wild's stake in all of this, or what their whole deal is with this whole thing.
Come on, be our first person to get a success.
10.
Hey!
Good success too.
Very nice.
He also has his werewolf thing that he needs to do at the start.
Oh yeah, I'll do that after you. You can let me know.
All right, we'll do that after we finish Patrick's roll. Oh, you already... Okay, never mind. We'll do it now. So,
Wait.
I'm going to say your debt with the Renegade Brethren... I'm going to say just like overall, the faction feels kind of a debt towards you. Because
nice.
all stemming from your saving their queen, Queen Grace,
Sweet.
from human sacrifice, or fairy sacrifice, as I guess it was, but she's still grateful to you. And as you kind of discovered, she's the one who's running the whole thing, so they're pretty well predisposed towards you.
Sweet.
You know, no matter what, it's regicide.
That's true. So what did you get for your goes of the territory?
Let's see. Roll with blood. So 12.
Whoa! All right, what are the good results there?
On a 10 plus, my territory is secure, and trouble is at a minimum. Take +1 ongoing to hitting the streets in my territory.
Okay, so that portion of the woods is pretty good. Yep. All right, and then finally, Patrick.
Hello, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing the kind of human aware Patrick.
Formerly human, perhaps.
He's still human, mostly, kind of,
Mostly.
sometimes. He hasn't revealed that much about his current predicament yet. And I think I'm gonna roll.
There's no faction.
I know there is. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna roll with knights.
That's next expansion.
Next expansion.
Find out why they're all paid with sodomites.
That was bad. That's a 5.
You didn't find out either.
Oh boy, this is gonna be great.
All right.
Like, to us, they're
We're not finding
flat-footed.
out anything about night.
I know. Who knows what they're up to?
So, is that like only one of us succeeded?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
And he succeeded twice. He also succeeded on his werewolf.
Yeah. Great start.
He took all of our luck.
Luck is not with us today. And you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Because we are going to start right when you guys arrive at Gethsemane. This is the encampment of the Covenant of Angels. And as you get there, the place is in chaos. It's already like in the process, or it's already been pretty much destroyed.
I'm going to try to figure out what destroyed it by investigating this place of power.
Okay, let me just explain, because you can see what's destroying them. But I'll let you roll to like maybe find out more about them.
Thanks.
Alright, so these sort of angelic-looking beings, they're like glowing, they look vaguely humanoid, but they're just full of this like pulsating, shimmering, unearthly light. It's sort of like a starlight white glow, but the colors change and look like other colors that shouldn't exist if you sort of tilt your head and look at them in different angles. These weird energy beings are flying out of that tree that was at the back of their camp, the Angelus Aperture, and are just shooting out beams of energy, ripping through the cabins, and just tearing apart the camp. The Covenant of Angels, all the survivors have like kind of pulled together, running towards the edge.
So, all that's awful. I learned nothing. That's
Okay.
5.
But you still get to mark power,
Oh, I will.
so that's okay.
You know what? I'm going to say because she rolled so miserably, she's staring at this like, oh goodness, it's the rapture.
It could look like the rapture, but you know.
I'm kind of curious, actually. You mind if I roll? Or
Yeah,
would you rather-
but you'll be the last one to roll investigate the
Sure,
place
yeah.
of power.
Roll better than I did.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well,
How'd you do there?
Still -1, but it's still 10.
Okay, that's good. You can give me one question about these things. The seraphs, as they sort of look like, but they're like only in the most basic sense. They
Are they
kind of
like
match
the thing from the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
a little bit. I thought that was just like weird beams of energy. Maybe
There was a thing. There was like a person in the middle of it that turned into
Oh.
a freaky skeleton person.
Okay.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Nazi.
All I remember is
No.
Nazis melting and blowing up and
They first see like the image of like a beautiful female angel, and then she turns into a terrifying skeleton. And that's when all the Nazis start.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe
Well, these things don't look humanoid. There's no features on them, just the glow. All right, Nick, what question would you like to ask about these things? Or Gethsemane?
I guess the only question that I can really think of is what the heck are these things?
Okay.
Can we stop?
No? One question you
Too late
already
now.
asked.
I was gonna be my question.
All right.
Too late.
These
I don't
are
think
they may look vaguely angelic, but they're not angels. They're clearly of an evil, destructive disposition.
Well, maybe
And
my
they're just-
best arrows will work on them.
That could be true. They might, yeah, that very well might be.
And there's just chaos going on right now, right?
If they
Yes,
are angels
so-
and they're supernatural, would blessed arrows work on them anyways?
If they were actual angels, I would say no. But if these are actually destructive, evil spirits, then yes.
Okay.
All right.
We're about to find out.
So right now, Goody Barlow is kind of staying like as a rear guard, and along with Hecate Winthrop, and they're rallying sort of the survivors that come together in this like a trailhead leading into the forest to escape. And they're doing an okay job. Hecate's using some of her own magic to try and hold back these seraphim. But one of them is making like a beeline to kind of swoop down like a bird of prey.
I jump between that and them and shoot.
Okay, Kat, I'll have you roll keep her cool and then do your attack because it is gonna.
Okay.
It is like you're kind of taking the bullet for her.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll roll okay with that. Keep your cool. So how'd you do that?
Well, because I'm a hunter, I'm rolling it with blood, and that would make that a 9.
Okay. What's your harm level currently?
Nothing.
All right, you're going to take 2 levels of faint harm
Okay.
as searing, unholy energy blasts through you as this thing like kind of lands on you and starts trying to rip you apart with its hands.
Okay.
However, there is something.
Oh wait, I actually only take 1 level of that because I rushed in without doing anything.
Oh,
to
okay, cool.
prevent it. So.
All right, I'm going to say this:
1 over.
your blood, something within you that maybe you kind of got the last time you were over here, is matching it. You can feel a kind of weird kinship with this unholy creature.
Oh.
Very strange. All right, why don't you roll your attack real quick?
Okay.
Maybe somebody else could pop in to help out if necessary. But definitely, like, you guys can tell, you can't win this fight. There's too many of them, and
If any of you decide to be as stupid as good wife Sarah Pruitt and just jump in front of these things, you get a +1
not
armor.
advised.
Yeah, no, thank you.
How'd you do there with the attack?
9.
Okay. So, you're definitely doing the harm.
Yeah.
You can either inflict terrible harm.
I find myself in a bad spot, but I'm going to inflict terrible harm.
All right, I'm going to say here's the. So you managed to do a lot more damage to this thing. Can I go to the pencils? I should have taken it earlier. What weapon are you fighting with?
I am using my bow, which is blessed, silvered, and high power. So it's blessed. It does 3 harm in and of itself. I chose the inflict terrible harm, so that's another harm. And then because of her deadly feature, that's another harm on top of it. So it's 5 harm, which is blessed.
Okay. It's flickering, but it's not out. And this is the bad spot. It lifts you up from the ground. Like its wings extend, it grabs you, lifting you up to like take you into the air and finish you off.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's life.
Patrick, what are you thinking?
I think I was gonna rush to the aid of the Covenant of Angels and try to take charge and lead them out. Escape the situation that we currently find ourselves in.
Okay. So you're kind of trying to get them into the forest, get them out of there?
Yeah,
that's a good idea. There are a lot of like totally defenseless civilians here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Why don't you
Don't
roll?
hate. This is her doing what she does. And
Why don't you roll their
people out
faction?
of what you
Like
do.
roll power.
I was thinking of using escape situation.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's a way better one.
Yeah, taking advantage of an opening. Roll plus blood.
You're welcome for that opening.
Oh, that's a 7.
Okay.
So,
So you had to pick 2. So what problem would happen here?
I think I'm going to give in to my base nature and mark the corruption on this. Kind of
So maybe
rely
there's
on
like some. How do you think that kind of manifests?
probably the pact that I made becomes a little more pronounced as my right eye changes into a chunk of wood, essentially.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna say Goody Barlow's gonna notice this for sure.
Yeah. Goody probably will remember this.
Yeah.
And then I
What
choose
did I?
2, so I think I'm just gonna find myself in another dangerous situation.
All right.
I get them out, but I'm not in a good position.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you get the Covenant of Angels, those villagers safely in the cover of the trees, away from the burning remains of Gethsemane. However, one of these seraphim, or a seraph is singular, seraphim is plural. A seraph kind of lands in front of you and starts kind of hovering towards you with its claws outstretched.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Dallas, think you want, or Laura's thinking you seem like you want to do something here.
I was just making sure I was in front of him.
Yeah, she's being lifted up by one.
being lifted up.
He's being kind of like stalked by
Well,
one.
luckily we've got somebody else that can fly.
Yeah.
Always good.
Okay.
She's
Unless
very
you-
much
unless you guys
relying
have
on
something
you
to
for
do.
this.
Again.
I will erase the debt if you help her.
Okay. Because I think I only have 1 debt.
You have 1 debt with her.
Alright.
And I feel like that's a way that I can use it. So,
I'm gonna try to use Wild Fury, see if I can. How close are those two? Seraph.
Oh, you could try and hit them with a Wild Fury.
Are they within like a proximity of each other? Or are they pretty far apart?
They're close enough for that, I think.
Okay.
You could try and be able to hit them both.
Yeah, because I can do like an area effect.
Okay.
So I like to do like a striking force of like I guess wind again or something like that, sort of knock them to the ground so they can't pick them up and take them away.
Okay.
That's possible.
All right. So I'm going to say your wind. Oh yeah. Give you the roll for the attack.
Yeah. 8.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna roll blood on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So Mark, you're not going to take something. You could take Goody Pruitt.
She is being lifted, right?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right. So she is taken out of the grasp of the angel and is now falling.
Well, I'm gonna write back in.
All right. What about
Sorry.
from the lower list, Dallas? You got to pick. Either you're going to take some harm.
She's not up in the air.
One of the seraphs going to give you a blast of energy that will hurt you, or one's going to like tackle you and try and take you away.
All right, so inflict harm on me. I'm already got bruises. Find myself in a bad spot. I'll take the hit.
Okay. You can take 2 levels of faint harm.
I should have said the other one.
Yeah, it's just like one of them, maybe the one that was carrying her, just gives you an annoyed glare and just blasts you with some strange, shadowy energy.
If only you had jumped into battle as stupidly as I did, you would have had one arm.
If only. So you can mark. I mean, it's just like kind of.
Thanks for saving.
It's sort of like a life drain. Like
No, I get it.
Yeah, sucking away your essence
I am
there.
through Grievous. I am hurt.
Ugh.
Oh dang!
All right. Let's have Diego and then Andre.
Yeah, and after returns, would it be easier to like go clockwise, counterclockwise returns maybe?
Well, I'm hoping you guys can. This won't last. I mean, 'cause remember your goal. You can't win the fight against these things. They're just too powerful.
Oh yeah. We can take out some that are immediately threatening us. So which was the one that you shot?
The one that was trying to lift me up into the air and then it dropped me.
Yeah, and then it just blasted.
And now it's all flickery.
I'm gonna meet him up in the air, draw me axe, and hopefully cleave him in 2.
Ugh. All right, give me a legion attack.
Too hard, by the way. That's what that was.
10.
Whoa.
Dang.
Okay.
So I am going to inflict terrible harm. So with the axe, it's like 3, and close and messy, so 4.
Whoa. All right. Great effort, and you do manage to take this one out.
Good hustle, team.
You just like bring the axe. Its weird glowing head splits. Shower of glowing white sparks blast out, and it kind of flickers and then vanishes.
I'm surprised my axe hurted.
However, I'm gonna have you roll keep your cool
Right.
because there's a whole bunch of them. You might take another shot.
9?
Okay. You were gonna take a faint harm, I'm afraid.
Ow.
Another one blasts you, and it cuts through. Even your ghostly essence cannot stand that hit for this.
So I'm at 1 Grievous.
All right. So you've got this. You managed to get to safety. Well, I mean, there's one kind of stalking after you. It got hit by his wildstorm.
I'm just gonna sort of stick around and sort of be like the rear guard as people are getting out, kind of a thing. I think.
Okay. Why don't you roll a keep your cool to see how like kind of effective you are at this? Not very good.
Your first bad roll of
Ow.
the night, and it had to come
Oh
out.
no.
Oh boy.
Well, it's 3 spirit still.
It's still,
It's
it's not good.
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say you try and be the rear guard. One of the seraphs swoops down, like kind of tackles you and like rams you into a tree. You're gonna take 1 more level of harm.
Alright, full critical. Full grievous.
Ugh.
Next one will be critical.
Yeah, and you are like slammed against the tree trunk.
Yeah, 'cause
all right.
We haven't healed yet, have we? From the last one.
You know, you have to get
There
a chance to do that.
wasn't even a
There
chance.
wasn't really a chance. You rushed over here.
Yep. No, I still had one.
Okay, these people are safe.
So they're safe, okay.
Let's kind of maybe now we'll go like some of this direction. All right, Diego.
So Covenant is safe, right?
Yeah, they're all running into the woods. You guys are doing it's a fight in rear guard, maybe not the most effective, but none of the seraphs have got past them.
Okay, so I believe it's time to abscond.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
who's
agree.
Yeah, who's closest to me?
I would say you're floating and it's kind of above Goody Pruitt.
Alright, let's get out of here.
But what about the statue?
The statue? Do you want to get closer to it, or what?
Maybe we can destroy it. Maybe we can destroy the portal.
The statue has already like, kind of like become the portal. It's a little bit too late for that.
Oh.
It's sort of already like the glowing figure that was within the tree has like broken out. You can see this like, and it's a bit further back in the camp. You probably couldn't survive. going there.
So I think retreat might be our only option here.
Can I roll on my own faction to have her realize that she wouldn't survive it if she did that? I'm just trying to find like a logical way to get her to do what she wouldn't normally do.
Well, I mean,
Knock her out and drag her with us.
there's always that possibility. I mean, you could always try. Diego, do you have a debt with her? You could try calling it a debt.
I do have a debt with you.
Do you want to call it in?
No, he owes me.
Yeah. I
Okay.
I
Maybe
mean,
if somebody else.
I owe a lot of you.
You do
Oh.
with me, and I'm actually going to call it in and have you be like, we need to go now. We cannot survive this, and we need to get as many people out of here.
Okay, I appreciate your assessment, Sir Wolf. Assessment. Wow, I can't speak. Assessment, Sir Wolf.
So Goody Prude, are you going to accept that?
Yeah.
Okay, the debt is paid. And
Excellent.
you would take his hand, I think.
Yep. While we're going, I'm gonna we'll let it out and see if she heals.
Oh, yeah.
She does not.
Okay. So you're taking her to safety.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what? I always have an opening to escape, and I can choose to bring someone with me.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So let's see.
So yeah,
All right. You're escaping the ghostly way. How do we do there?
Oh, because it was with mortality.
Not
You're
3.
Yeah.
All right. You get like kind of halfway through the woods.
I attract the attention of dangerous spirits and ghosts in the area.
Great.
So basically yelling, "All right, hey, I'm gonna take Sarah Pruitt out of here. Here, Lars, Andre, Patrick, we're going this way. Like, follow the sound of my voice."
I don't know why there would
Yeah,
be
that sounds
dangerous
like a great idea.
dangerous spirits in the area.
All right. Well, actually, we'll get back to that. I'll say for the moment, you get her to safety. Okay. Goody Pruitt, you already rolled 3 healing, so I'll say that's yours.
Yeah.
Lars, what are you going to do?
Do my best to distract in
It's Sarah.
an opposite direction or something like that. If I could sort of
Goody is like
create
Yeah.
like, the illusion that there's like another assault coming, and we are not their focus anymore.
Okay. So why don't you roll the mislead distractor trick?
That is a 9.
Okay, so you get to pick one. You could create an opportunity to flee, confuse them. I can see a lot of these working.
I'm just gonna take the opportunity so we can get away,
Okay, that's fair.
whether they get it or not.
You pick another one as well. So let's pick 2. You could confuse them. This is a 7 and 9.
Let's see. Yeah, so let's avoid further entanglement and create an opportunity to get away.
That's a good choice. All right, is this
No more harm.
All right, so I'm going to say a way out, thanks to his distraction, has been created. Are you two going to take it?
Who's
Or let's
carrying,
have-
Yeah.
who's carrying the coffin?
Technically, I am. I'm dragging the coffin with me.
Yeah.
Good man.
Andre, you're gonna All right, Andre, you doing anything that would require?
With the coffin.
We'll Paul
We're
bear
dragging it away. We're Paul bearing it.
We'll Paul bear while the distraction. That's why it doesn't last too long, because I got to keep a hand.
All
on
3 of
it.
you guys. Okay, with that heavy coffin, thanks to his distraction, you make it to safety in the woods. So, you go through the woods, you kind of rejoin. The Seraphim are just, for the moment, hanging out in the Gethsemane. As you guys are rushing along, Diego, the spirits you've attracted are of your own crew.
Oh,
Yeah, you kind of notice this. You're like looking up and like swinging from the trees above you, as if they were in the rigging of the Sanguine Tide, are some of the Sanguine Tide's crewmen.
great.
It's kind of they're not aggressive at the moment. They're also keeping an eye on you.
Lion knows we're here.
Also, okay. So as you guys go a bit ahead, you see that the Covenant of Angels has stopped because they have encountered that creek, the fateful creek with no name. They have run into the Renegade Brethren. Sassamon is there, Queen Grace is there, Hungry Jacques is there, along with a bunch other of the Renegade Brethren, who are these There was a lot of them wearing like buckskins or furs or like kind of fringe jackets. These sort of rugged frontier renegades who are now not aggressively, but are like looking over these refugees from Gethsemane.
Has anybody got a good relationship with the Wild?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got 2.
Wait, sorry,
Prince
Like
Henry,
one.
Prince Henry owes me a debt.
Oh, then you should probably.
I think a couple of us actually are owed debts by Prince Henry.
All right, so who's going to go talk to them? It seems like
Yes.
good wife Barlow. The escape took a lot out of her, so she's kind of tongue tied at the moment.
You want to do something?
No, go ahead. I was thinking of what I was going to say.
I will assist you.
Yeah, I'm actually going to
Okay.
assist as well.
Cool.
Can 2 people assist?
I think it's only the one.
Okay.
I'm also going to cash in my debt with Nasamon.
Oh, okay.
Try to
so
get
what
that +3 to round out our bonus.
Nice. What do you ask him to do? Or for your what are you saying for your persuade?
Should I say what I say too?
Well, maybe let's have him do it. and
I
then
look
you
to,
can, like, 'cause
Prince Henry.
With a lend a hand, you're like backing them up. So
Prince Henry, these people need safety. They need some refuge. This is not all of their faults. Some, yes, but most of these people here are innocent and they just are trying to escape with their lives. You would do the same for any other looking for it, despite your past rivalries. Please help them out.
okay, and let's have you do your lend a hand.
As you know, I negotiated the peace with you when you were battling over this creek before. And therefore, I do have to say that we would not be asking to cross this creek unless it was of a dire emergency. I love the
Yes.
incredible
Thank you.
mentality to help you,
Okay.
which is my good one.
Okay, how'd you do with the lend a
Oh,
hand?
yeah, that's a 10.
Nice. All right, you get
Also, I
plus.
level up.
Whoa, always good. All right, Padraig, let's have you roll persuade with a +4.
I know.
No,
That's great. That's an 11.
Okay. Sassamon says, you speak the truth. The renegade brethren, all who are unwanted, are welcome here. Even after you have unleashed some danger into these woods. Come this way to our camp and you can at least rest.
Yeah, danger. Am I actually there? Or-
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just currently preoccupied.
I'm going to raise my spirit by 1, so it's at a 0 instead of a -1.
It's always a good choice.
We did that with my blood.
Yeah, it's always good to avoid those negative ones.
So as we're sort of getting towards a rest, I would actually like to try and use my regeneration.
Okay, why don't you roll that?
Yeah.
I'll say at this point you guys have reached the... Or we'll cut ahead to every to the renegade brethren camp.
Letting it spirit.
Spirit.
Yes. Okay.
How'd you do there?
8.
Okay.
As we approach, I do want to step aside and I want to use the devil inside me to try to heal some up because I'm also wounded from earlier fights.
I'm also going to do a let it out.
Yeah, this would be a good time.
Is that how we do it? Let it out, heal.
Oh, dang.
It's
I can't do that.
yeah.
I think that's
I'm not sure
right.
why you
If
guys
someone has
did
some
it.
like healing
we
stuff,
both- we
I
both
mean, you
have
could ask
regeneration.
somebody to try and
gotcha.
heal you.
No,
Yeah.
I can heal you, sir.
Oh, all right.
That
Because
would be great.
I can do the nature's caress. I can't do it on myself. I can only do it to other people.
Would anybody?
And I guess that's
I heal
Yeah.
1, so it's fine.
I'm healed
I
up
could-
completely.
I could use it.
Right, so-
Okay.
It's fine. If you don't.
and I don't know
Well, I
how
think-
anyone else could heal me.
So Diego,
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
for
to
it. Go ahead.
cancel one
Walk back
of
to
those
camp completely
debts,
fine.
and you may go ahead and heal.
2? All right. That brings me back to full.
Nice.
I'm also at full now.
Same here.
Okay.
Then
Thank
I am sitting against the wall with
So as you guys are, resting, recovering,
I wish
the
I could
renegade
help
brethren.
you, but it keeps, passing through.
The one problem with being a ghost. The renegade brethren encampment, nothing fancy. It's like a bunch of logs around sort of a cook fire. They got a few tents and a lean-to set up. They're definitely nomadic, so it's nothing like they couldn't be taken down in a matter of moments.
I mean, can't you just keep regenerating? You're just risking a lot of corruption.
Me?
Yeah. You have the regenerate power, right?
Yeah. So I can let it out multiple times.
I see what I could.
Is that a... Would you allow that?
I did it once, so yeah, that's good. I'll let you do it like another scene. We're kind of in a new scene right now.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of huddled together. Hecate Winthrop is just like very despondent. She's just kind of huddled by the flames in their campfire. Goody Barlow is also like, you can tell that the community she built, spent her whole life building and risked everything to build, is gone. So she's also not in the best state of mind, perhaps.
So I've walked straight to formerly Chastity Winthrop, currently Hecate. I have my axe out as I walk towards her, and I point at her with the axe and go, "What did you do? What have you done?"
And she's just like, "I don't know. They were supposed to protect us."
Who taught you how to use this magic?
You want to pop in here? Or?
Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to step in and not directly interact. I just be kind of the presence, and I kind of want to try to figure her out.
Okay, for Hecate?
Yes.
All right, that's fair.
That's all. I'm trying to get the truth.
It's a 13.
That's really good. Okay.
I'm trying to get the truth out of her. Is that a figure someone out, or is that a persuade an NPC?
This would be figure someone out. You're kind of trying to like. So that's sort of like you're like looking at them, trying to kind of see if they're lying or not, or like kind of who's behind them. So Patrick, you can ask me those two questions.
Yeah. So my first one is kind of just as Goody Pruitt was asking, who taught you that? I kind of want to try to figure out, based on her reaction, who's pulling her strings.
Okay. You can tell that like she is an unwitting patsy in this. There is some other force. At the moment, you don't really know what it is.
Okay.
But there is something you kind of, as you're like questioning this. Actually, Padre, why don't you ask your final question from that list there? And then something's gonna happen, and then we'll get to you, Kat. So just one second.
What's the character worried about right now? What might happen?
I mean, she's worried about like the whole fate of the world, and that she might have done something to destroy it. She was not expecting this to happen, but these seraphim seem very difficult to stop.
Okay, I do want to kind of go up to Goody Pruitt and whisper to her that she's the information and tell her that she's feeling guilty about what happened at the moment, and I might be able to help persuade her. As I want to lend a hand.
Well, my main thing was that I'm calling in a debt with her, which would have added to a persuasion roll, but if it's not persuasion, it won't. Therefore, I'm going to call in the debt in a different fashion, which she has to answer a question honestly.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is, who taught you how to do this? This didn't just come from your own mind.
Okay, she's like, there were certain books at the very end of our library in Salem. I read certain chapters there, scriptures that are far older than those of a Christian church, going back to the Israelites, the Hebrew scriptures. And there I found enchantments to summon these angelic beings, but perhaps I was wrong.
And this was just research you did on your own, or did somebody assist you in it?
It was just on my own. I needed some weapon. We had to defend ourselves.
It seems the Israelites did not know what they were dealing with.
Or they were put there by somebody else. Someone who had access to the libraries of Salem.
As you are talking about this, you hear the voice of Asmodeus, that kind of whispering and being like, "Come into the woods. I would speak with thee."
Okay.
Yeah. Also, would thou like the taste of butter?
I'm gonna finish with maybe somebody else put it in there. Sorry.
Seems that way.
I need to step away for a moment. Sorry. I'm gonna walk off.
All right. So you went into the woods.
At least he has enough manners to do that in the wood.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure back then it was like the world was your chamber pot.
Yeah.
If you're going into the woods, Patrick, be careful out there.
Will do. Thank you.
Pirates about.
I didn't notice.
Okay, so you go over there, and Asmodeus, in the form of that goat, is waiting for you. And it says, you have encountered those glowing ones, those beings.
Aye.
They are not angels, nor are they of my kind.
Interesting. They come from, I'm assuming, some far off place?
They come from outside of everything.
Oh, okay.
They are the Klipoth, the Husk. They come from outside creation. They have slipped in through a crack. Unless they are stopped, they will consume this world and all the others.
And then how do I stop it?
Asmodeus,
I figured
for the first time, I kind of lost your words.
It's
He's
fine.
like-
I don't assume you'd have any knowledge
Yeah.
of ancient beings far greater than yourself. It's fine.
I can't imagine Blackfield being like, okay, that was kind of rude. Uncalled for. No. Asmodeus says, seek out one who knows the occult arts.
Fuck.
I think you know who you might have to go to.
Yeah,
first.
unfortunately I do.
And he says, do this for me, and you shall make me very glad.
Well, then erase my debt to you.
Ooh. Give me a persuade. Because he's like, you can tell Asmodeus is worried. These things, this is like a threat that's even greater than him. The Klipoth scare him.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Not by the terms of the amount of debt.
Yeah. He's like, cast them away, and then we shall talk.
Aye. Good day.
Alright. He, drops off into the woods.
Saunters off.
Yeah. This happy. No, he's worried.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's more asleep.
Yeah.
A panic la-di-da.
Alright. So you, Patrick, you're returning to the camp?
Yes.
Alright.
So do you have this book? That's what she comes back to. She's pointing like Han Solo.
She's like, well, I sort of copied the enchantments from it. I would write them in ink on my palm and then perform the rituals after I committed to memory. No, I do not have the book.
Can you write them down once more for us?
I can try and remember what I can, but...
Or we could
think
just
we
go
need-
to the library.
That's true, but I think we need Flood.
Who?
Francis Flood.
Francis Flood.
I think we need him.
Where'd he end up?
He's
locked
in
up.
your.
Oh, yeah.
He's locked up
he's
in your
He's still
safe
in my
house.
safe house. That was the player not remembering.
I know.
Okay, I was really like, this happened to Goody Pruitt a lot.
It'd be
She's
really
like,
funny if getting through,
where
like,
is
where'd
that?
it go? Just a skeleton in a
she
cage.
goes back into her safe house with a skeleton of some guy she locked up for interrogation.
It's good.
Oh, not again!
I kill a lot of people by accident. I don't know if that counts for corruption.
But
And
no,
I'm
he
gradually
is
turning Irish, but that's all right.
Sir Francis Flood.
Yeah.
The
I gotta
sor-
get back to New England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
the sorcerer is trapped in your safe house.
Okay. Well then, suppose we're going back to my safe house.
And as you guys are headed over there, something else kind of changed in the world. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm on this
Maybe you should
coffin.
have just left the coffin there to begin with.
Yeah, honestly, if we had known we were coming back, I would have left the coffin there.
Yes, still not.
Actually,
We're
no, I
still
wouldn't have left the
dragging
coffin
this
there
thing
because,
with
let's be
us?
honest, it had been taken away.
Unfortunately, the Klipoth, even more and more of them are pouring out of this portal, and the sky is starting to change.
Uh-oh.
It was kind of. Oh, I broke this pen. It was kind of dawn. Some cool sound effects. It was dawn when this little adventure started, but now it looks like the sun's not there anymore.
I'm gonna try.
It's sort of in this weird hazy twilight.
I'm gonna try to get back to the place, to my safe house by escaping the situation,
Okay.
if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll for that one there?
Oh.
Is it just you going there yourself, or
Do you want everybody?
yeah? Like,
else
what's
to
the
go?
plan here? You taking?
Francis does owe me a debt.
Well, it's easy to take him along.
Still with me at
That's true.
We could split the party and go look for Claggett and try to get something done.
Okay, you know Claggett's probably at the Merry Codfish.
that. Okay.
What's left of it?
Oh, yeah, let's put that
the
the
chicken
wagon
cart.
in it.
I know, chicken wagon.
That's true. As far as visiting Claggett, you're probably not the people you want to take with you.
Yes.
I would love to come.
Yes,
as would
I'm
I.
sure you'll have to come. But let's be honest, last time you did that, there's a wagon through the roof now, and you got shot with a bloody arrow.
This is why I'm suggesting the best plan, if we are to split up, would be for us to go to the safe house and for you to go and talk to the Papist Sodomite.
Alright?
All right, let's do you guys. Let's do you two, Diego and Goody Pruitt first. Then
We'll
check in on
be
you
back
guys
there
at Claggett.
in I guess we really can't say high noon, but in a few hours.
And I'll be okay with you like catching up and
So
enjoying.
I'm going to try to sneak us through the woods safely by doing an escape the situation.
All right, you mean escape the situation there?
I'll help out. I know
Okay.
the woods somewhere.
So let's have you roll lend a hand with Goody Pruitt's faction.
Because you're helping out, you don't owe me a debt anymore.
Hooray! So that's mortality.
That is mortality.
8. Just straight.
Ooh, you get some more mortality as well. You haven't already there.
Yeah, it's over hard.
Okay,
Wild's the one.
The 8 does it though. So Goody Pruitt, roll escape with a
I'm
plus
looking for
1.
mortality.
Okay.
An extra plus 1.
That's good. So let's see. So that's 3, that's 5, 9.
I also do want to say that I did tell them about the clip-off as well as them being called the husks and being from outside of creation. So at least they know when they get there, that's what they're looking for information on.
Okay, the clip off. All right.
And you guys do know there's pirates in the woods, right?
Yes.
They're not doing
Ghost
it.
pirates.
We're
Yeah,
passing through my territory, so
Pretty safe.
yeah. You're aware of them, and you can probably steer your friend safely through the woods without the clip off finding you.
Don't hurt him, though. They don't know what
I
Yeah.
don't
he
think
did.
I can.
Unfortunately, I pulled the silver dagger. I think I probably can. I put it away.
All right.
Sorry.
So, how'd you roll for the escape?
I rolled a 9.
Sorry,
so I have to
Wolfie.
pick 2 of these.
Okay.
I am going to say that I owe him a debt now.
Fair.
For helping me around the pirates. And I am going to go ahead and mark corruption for giving into base nature.
Okay.
Just to say she's getting angry and this stuff that's like going through her bloodstream is making her more evil.
Yeah, that makes sense. The clip off essence.
Right.
All right.
Like almost like what's deflected the clip off is that she's becoming more like them, I guess maybe.
I can see that. All right. So, you guys go over to the safe house. Ruth, your daughter, kind of like peers out through the sort of the window area and lets you in.
Yeah.
There are like
Little slits there. Yeah. So,
Cauldron of boiling oil.
oh, you have a moat around the safe house filled with sea creatures
And spikes and lava.
electric eels. So,
And spiders.
there's actually a multi-pot chimney that comes out of it to disperse the smoke, so it looks more like mist. At any rate,
That's awesome.
that's a really cool safe
That's
house.
actually really cool.
I don't even know if that would really work. But I'm
Probably
saying
wouldn't,
yes.
but it's fine.
So inside, Sir Francis is passing the time with singing some like dirty Restoration era sea shanties or whatever for David's amusement. Though of course David doesn't really understand some of the more profane lyrics, but he's enjoying it at least.
Son, never repeat any of those words that you just heard.
Very well, Mother.
It's classical music. I mean, the play
Sir Francis is like, indeed,
My
indeed.
lullabies.
Whom amongst us can't enjoy a stirring rendition of the Saucy Milkmaid? Oh, all right, very well.
Bad young cultured swine.
The Jolly Monk and the Jollier Nun. You don't like that one? It's a classic.
That sounds like that's about Papist Sodomites.
Well, doggerel verse has all manner of hilarious targets. And then Ruth is like, Mother, why has the sky darkened?
Well, that's something that we need to talk to Sir Francis about.
Sir
Go into
Francis says,
Go into the other room for what we will be discussing children is blaspheming.
very well, come along, David. So they head away. Sir Francis is like, Oh, very good. Now, how about releasing me from this little prison, eh?
You need to answer a question first, Francis.
Oh, very well. Ask.
I'm
Is
going-
it who is the dandiest gent in all the land? Because I know
Not
the
you.
answer. Tis me.
You know what? I'm going to assist you.
Oh, okay.
Which, your knight, I might not be a great assist. But
Well, you can always try, and hey, it helps you level
But
up.
Francis does owe me a debt.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna call him a debt?
Yeah.
But be careful, like what exactly? Because I guess maybe you want to save that to when you persuade him to act. It might not be just best for.
So it might just be best to persuade
wait
him
a
right
minute.
now.
But I
Yeah.
will assist you on the persuasion.
Okay.
Okay.
So roll persuade.
Yep.
Well,
I'll roll on knight and see if I help.
okay.
So I do say, like, we'll let you out of this cage, provided you answer the very specific questions that he's going to ask you now.
Okay. So let's. Whoa! There's the luck.
Consider
All right.
yourself
Dang.
help, but
Yeah, you get a +1 whatever you
can I
roll.
call off my debt
Okay.
with you now?
So to persuade him to see promises or threats.
Roll with heart. Yeah.
What's-
Add an extra +1 as well.
That's great. That puts that to a 7.
You're welcome.
Barely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so he's like, very well, but you must promise not to put me back in that cage.
I don't think we were going to keep you in this cage anyway, mate.
Oh, thank you.
But we do need your help. What was it that we needed him specifically for? Is
To find out about these things that we thought were seraphs, and we were told they have a different name, but I didn't write it down.
Clip-off.
flip off?
Or the
Q-L-I-P-H-O-T-H. Oh, the Kabbalah.
How's it spelled?
Q-L-I-P-H-O-T-H.
Q-L-I-P.
Yeah, it sounds like weird Lovecraftian language, but it's like Kabbalah kookiness.
My friends can no longer be mad at me for the names that I make.
I know. Thanks, ancient Hebrew mystics.
Love it.
The clipper.
Great names.
Yeah, no, they're a weird Lovecraftian
Yeah.
thing that's in Hebrew mysticism.
But I
Which means it's probably
Tell us-
from the Sumerians.
That's true. Or yeah,
Tell
Aramaic.
us everything you know about the
He's
Clip-offs.
like, oh, they're involved, eh? Oof.
There was a mystical book from which Chastity Winthrop drew her information.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Quite a few Kabbalistic rituals found their way into Christian mysticism and then appeared in certain books and even some Puritan ascetic types keep. And then they bring them out in these rituals, and now apparently they've opened a hole into the space between worlds and brought in these clip-off fellows who are going to destroy everything and leave it as a barren husk.
Yeah.
They're
Now-
anti-existence.
Now, considering that you probably enjoy existing,
Yes.
your help would be much appreciated.
That it would. However, going against them, particularly if just me and you two, seems rather foolhardy.
And the 3 others, don't forget them.
Oh yes, that evens the odds. I think I'd much rather spend my last moments with an opium pipe and a bottle of absinthe than approach the end in a state of blissful intoxication.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be happening here,
Well,
mate.
look, the fact of the matter is, if you could just point us to the right books in order to try to stop it, then we can do it ourselves.
Oh, you couldn't read the scripts required. No. It must be me. Regrettably. I think you are going to roll a persuasion to really make him do it, though.
Alright.
Cash in the debt
Oh, that is a good point. I'm going to cash in the debt now.
If you want to erase your debt with me, I can help persuade again. I can give you a hand again.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
sure.
+4? Alright, let's have you roll into hand.
Alright. I get nothing out of it
I
other
know.
than erasing the debt. I'm sorry.
Alright.
The debt still holds.
That's okay. You still get the +3 for the debt.
Right. So, 9.
Okay. He's like, oh, very well, but there's one condition that must be met. This ritual, which I can perhaps do to banish otherworldly forces, I've used it after many a ritual in the Inferno Club got out of hand to banish unwanted
We
guests.
don't need to hear about your Friday nights. Just tell us all this.
Well, it has to be done from the air.
That I can do.
But you're going to just kind of pick me up and carry me up there?
If I need to.
Oh, I know. I suppose that's possible, but to truly achieve success, I would need something solid under my feet, some sort of a deck. If there was I don't know, do you have any flying ships?
I know of one.
That would be big enough and strong enough to resist an assault from the Clipot, because as soon as they realize I'm trying to banish them, they will attack.
Oh, she's gone through her share of bloody battles, believe me. The problem is they are currently in service, and by in service I mean enslaved, by one Lord Quincy Claggett.
Oh.
Oh, but if they put him into the coffin, then that ends, yeah?
I hope so, unless the Queen kind of led us astray with that. But it's my only hope.
I can't say anything because I'm not there.
Yep.
All of them rejoin you. I'll say, like, the safe house is kind of between. This is a quick interlude for them to zoom over there.
It's on the way.
Yeah, it's on the way. He's like, and they'll appear like right after your scene kind of starts. So, okay, so
We had help.
yeah,
Oh, the people he doesn't want to see.
Exactly. The ghost in the archer.
Where are all the people he does not want to see?
Literally, that's why
He's
he's
like,
like, you're away.
let's at least talk to the fellow. Lord Claggett can be rather tiresome, and the whole blood drinking thing is a little outre, even for me. But
And enslaving the souls of my crew.
oh, well,
That's kind of... I'm a bit miffed.
I'm the not dying after I've shot him with an arrow and a gun. I just
dropped
find that
a
very
chicken coop on
disrespectful.
yes. And one time he wore his cravat with a double knot instead of a single knot. Disgraceful. So we all have our own few problems with Lord Claggett. Oh man, the fops.
I love Francis Blunt.
Yeah.
Clearly, good sir, your issue is of the utmost importance.
Indeed. Now let's go and find. Let's go and talk to the fellow.
So,
Wait, Kieran said no sarcasm?
All
I
right.
hear that, lads and lass. We are going to have a talk with Mr. Claggett. All 5 of us.
Yay.
Several of us have tried to kill him in the past.
Oh, wait, I thought they were already...
We're there already.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, you guys are racing after them. Meanwhile,
So how are we?
Luckily, we don't have a coffin to slow us down, so we'll get
yeah. So meanwhile, this trio has arrived at the Jolly Codfish Inn, and as you get there, it looks like, yeah, it still is like a chicken cart smashed through the window.
Because
It's
it
still-
did?
Yeah, they haven't taken it down yet. The cart's still in there. There's still chickens fluttering about the place, and it looks like just as you arrive, you just catch Lord Claggett decamping. So he's heading out. He's got Ludwig and some of the other Howling Asars guarding him. Also there, watching his back, is Damnation Wouldst Be Thy Lot, if not for Christ's mercy, Talbot, and some of the hangmen, who are looking a little bit ill at ease, but they're all kind of like leading him out. They got like a carriage waiting. And you can tell Lord Claggett he's like looking around. He's at the darkening sky. He's also very worried. Are you guys doing a stealthy approach, or what's the plan here?
I am not.
No.
All right. So as you're just walking down,
Lord Claggett, I need to speak with you.
the hangmen start like aiming their muskets just to like cover you.
You can do
Not
that,
firing, but-
and we all die. Or you cannot do that, and we all risk not dying.
Lord Claggett says, "Color me confused." What?
The sky? Whatever the hell's going on here? We're trying to work on stopping that, but first, I need to talk to you about getting this here coffin.
Oh.
You don't have to give him the coffin. The
Oh.
Lady of the Six Fingers.
Oh.
Yes, you're going home, buddy. Unfortunately, you didn't
I always
recall.
want to go back to your homeland.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you get to go home.
I would prefer as a conquering hero, not as a prisoner in chains.
Oh, don't worry. This is only precaution if you don't go
Willingly.
willingly.
Speaking of chains, before you make your decision or not, could you possibly aid me in something, Mr. Claggett? There is a specific item, and I want to describe that rusted manacle that I've talked to Queen Grace about. Does he have any info on how that could be removed?
He says, no. Yes, I believe I could remove it, as I was the one who put it there in the first place. This is most interesting because this can create a rather unique alliance between us. These two fellows would like me to leave. I would rather stay and rule the New World. If you assist me, Mr. Lars, perhaps I could see your queen freed.
Quincy, if you really think about it, part of this was your own doing.
He's like, well, that's rather bold words from a dog.
It's rather bold words from an undead
A
coward.
dog who has been protecting you in my home.
Ooh, okay. Why don't you give me a persuade? Just try and smooth it over. Not good?
Great.
Alright, he says, Ludwig, I tire of this hound's flapping tongue. Tear it out.
Hey, hold up.
And Ludwig
Claggett.
starts turning into a werewolf, yeah.
I've kept your secret quite well. We've been friendly before, and I've kept your secret as well as I could. Obviously, calling us into your abode here with a known hunter, not a great idea. But the people of Salem have, for the most part, never known about your existence as you are. And honestly, I'm pretty sure if the people knew who you really were, you'd never make it off this continent alive.
He's
And
truly.
honestly,
Ooh, okay.
Part of my protection was keeping the humans away from you.
it might be in your best interest to call it quits while you're ahead. Let go of the Queen, let go of the Flying Dutchman, and get the hell off this rock. And I'm pretty sure you'll find better luck across the pond.
Okay.
So think about if you come willingly, it may put the lady in a better mood.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so let's have you roll.
I was going to cash in a
lend
debt
hand.
for persuade.
Oh, okay. Well, let's have one of you guys roll lend a hand.
That was on him.
He also owes me a debt.
He was going to say
He owes me
exactly
2
what I
debts.
said.
So I have multiple tries at this.
She said he's still useful, right? That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'll cash in his debt with me.
Okay.
We're doing this for +6.
Good comment.
Wait. So
I also, I also put one in.
Oh, well, I thought let's have you do the lend a hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you
hold on,
roll
keep
his
that.
faction.
Sure.
So roll
keep the
mortality.
I'll keep the debt. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you
All right.
go.
So you get the +1 as well as the +3.
That's awesome. That's a 14.
Whoa.
Very nice.
All right. He's like, well, London is so much better than this rather cold, dismal part of the world.
You don't have to worry about the Puritans either.
And Damnation Talbot's like, you would just abandon me after the promises you made?
That is what you get, sir.
I'll see what that do when we show up.
Yeah, that's perfect timing, and that's just when you guys arrive.
Okay.
Pets may always
When
follow.
she sees her brother,
Uh-huh.
she says, "Then the Lord said to Cain, 'Where is Abel your brother?' And he says, 'I did not know.' And then she shoots him."
Oh, man. All right. Roll Unleash an Attack on Damnation Talbot.
Just got him down.
Let's see.
The hand. This is a regular
Yeah, that's a
can able. Okay.
So she's going to do severe harm, obviously. The gun itself does 4. She does an additional 1, so that's 6 harm on him. I will say that she takes harm and result, because I'd imagine they're going to shoot her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say some of the hangmen fire back.
Right, and right before they fire back at her, because I'm imagining she literally knocked him off his feet with the gunshot, and I know she's going to mark her corruption. Before we even worry about that. But before she starts getting riddled with bullets, you remember she left off with, she left off with, I do not know, and when he falls backwards, she goes, am I my brother's keeper? And that's when she gets shot.
Am I not my brother? Ooh. Alright, well,
pretty good, to be honest.
Huh?
That's good. That's real good. That's real
Thanks,
good.
Bible.
For the great one-liner.
Great Cain and Abel moments.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my corruption, man.
Yeah, for shooting your brother. I'm gonna look at Tiger and say, yeah, pretty good idea to get out of this place while you can't catch you.
Alright.
Hey, all I need was a confirmation that the vampire had promised him shit and all that.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay, you are. So let's be real. Keep your cool. You are going to take some bullets from this, but let's see how.
So.
It might not be fatal. Let's see how you do keep your cool.
No, that's a 9.
Okay.
Dang it.
So take 2 levels of faint harm.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of those away because I've been in and did something very serious.
Oh, that's true. So 1 level of faint harm. You can be like a graze or
Yeah.
All right.
Almost like the scene out of Pulp Fiction with the bullets just hitting the wall behind them.
Alright.
Well, not all of them. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
a few hangmen. They're not all unloading on. There's not a few.
She
Sled.
looks at the people that tried to unload their guns on her. She now she has another scar on the other side of her face. She just wipes it off and goes, "You tried to strike down the messenger of the Lord?"
Whoa. Give me a persuade on these guys.
Okay. Considering she's holding the incredibly dangerous
Yeah, you
weapon.
can use that move where you get the
I'm gonna
are
do
you
the
feeling
do you
lucky?
feel lucky
Yeah.
and roll on God.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not firing at them. They're just like
Just drop their weapons and run.
in awe. They're loading their muskets. Damnation Talbot. I'm gonna say he is like wounded, perhaps mortally so. So he could be saved, maybe, but he's like bleeding out.
She walks up to him. Do you guys mind if I play this out real quick?
Do you have another firearm or anything?
She has a lot of stuff.
Okay, I was making sure. How's the hang
All right.
How's the hang my pistol?
So as you're approaching, Lord Claggett's like, wait. I understand he might have attempted to remove you, but I may still have uses for him.
Will you take him away for England?
And I could find uses for him in England, yes. Do you, unless you would rather finish him here, and then you could perhaps be in my debt.
Lord, if you leave this man to her, I will put in a very good word with the lady.
Ooh.
You do have some merit with the lady. You do have some use to her.
She's very eager to have you back in her.
Sounds like you were trying to persuade.
And I'm cashing in the debt.
Oh,
And
okay.
I would like to assist on this.
Whoa, alright. It's like the opposite. Okay,
By bringing up the fact. Oh,
wait,
yeah,
Nick, wait. Let's have you roll your lead to hand. Because you might get an extra +1. How do we do with that?
That's a 9.
Okay, so you get rolling with his faction?
Yeah, which is 9, correct?
Yes. Be sure to mark it, too, to get that level up.
I'm willing this immortality.
Alright. Well, you gotta do something with Goody Pruitt or some of these other hangmen.
By the
You
way,
could do something with Damnation Talbot, but I think he's not long for this world.
the corruption move that I marked was perfect timing. Mark corruption to arrive in a scene, make an additional corruption to show up in a superior position. It seemed appropriate.
It really did. It
I know,
really
that's
did.
perfect, yeah. I gotta say, Urban Shadows is like, what you need for the story, the game's got it. Big fan.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you get an extra +1 from Padraig.
+4.
Yeah.
12.
Ooh. Alright, he's like,
13. Is that a 9?
well, if you put in a good word with her.
Yeah.
And he looks down at Damnation. He's like, sorry, but,
Come on, my
well, I suppose as your name says, Damnation wouldst be thy lot. There's another part of your name, but I can't quite recall it. Miss Goodwife Pruitt, go on.
Patrick, will you accompany me? Calling in a debt on
Hey, okay, what's the debt?
Oh, you're gonna kill him.
Oh, I'm gonna kill him. Oh, excellent. I'm gonna walk over there and I'm going to unleash the devil inside of me.
Oh no!
I say to him before you unleash the devil on him. Do you repent your sins and admit your devilry?
He's just like, yes, mercy.
Unfortunately, you don't find mercy in the Devil's Abode, and my hand just turns into like this gnarled wooden knot as I just right in the face.
Ooh, all right.
That's 3 harm.
Yeah, he did. He's like negative 2 harm.
May God have mercy on your soul. And then she spits on him.
Ooh.
Do I see his ghost by any chance?
Not quite. He's going
The
right
rest
to
of you men, I take it that you
Look,
will...
damnation is his lot, so that's where he goes.
The rest of you men, I
it's
take
not.
it that you will be recognizing the Reverend Caleb Wright as the rightful leader of the Hangmen once more.
Yeah, they're totally cowed by your earlier persuasion rolls. They're like, yes,
Do
ma'am.
not betray the Lord again.
We shall not.
Very good.
Lord Claggett's like, oh,
The
mortals.
wooden
They're,
thumb.
they're just so entertaining. Now, let's speak of other matters. This rather grim, misty circumstances that we find ourselves in. Oh, and I see you brought Sir Francis. He's always good for a laugh.
Yes, he
Sir
is.
Francis is like, the blood is like too much for him. He's, with his stumpy hand, he's like...
On top of letting the Queen go, as promised, we also need the Sanguine Tide to get us a
Oh,
good
you just
advantage.
ask and ask, don't you?
It's the small ass.
Well, if you're tired of him asking, allow me. I'm going to spend a corruption point to lift that damn card again.
You need them alive.
That's alright. Technically, he's not alive or dead.
Yeah, he's a vampire. Alright, let's have you roll a persuasion. A lot of persuading here. A lot on Claggett, too. He's been persuaded like a whole bunch of times.
We're trying to get him to do a bunch of things he doesn't want to do.
I know.
He does owe me adepts, too.
Oh, awesome. You want to cast this one in?
Yep.
Alright.
Do you want me to try to assist you also?
Yes. And if you do, the adept is a race.
Okay, well, we'll see if she succeeds on that.
Alright, can we go lend a hand?
Alright.
Now, this is some
She-
cool, like,
she-
all the deaths been building up over the game are
Yeah,
coming in.
she also-
This
she's
is
pointing
like
her-
the time to use them, so.
Because you're threatening him with the chicken coop, right?
Yep.
So she pulls her bow and arrow
Somebody-
and
somebody-
says,
that's like-
or you could ask me.
Not,
The rest
oh.
of them
That's a 7.
People owe me.
Okay, get a +1.
Alright.
So, +4.
So that clears the dead.
General, sir, asleep. That is an 11.
Whoa.
So I'm holding the card, and you don't see Diego's face as in flesh and blood. You just see a skeleton. And just with his eyes glowing. And I
Whoa.
say, release my crew, Claggett.
Oh, man. You can tell that Claggett, like, he probably just thought you were some, like, simple, like, you know, gutter pirate he could bend to his will. But now he's realizing that you might be a powerful member of the Ordo Sanguis in your own right. He's realizing he's, like, dealing with an equal. And he's like, well, as the, you may all be devoured by these Cliphoff and reduced to husks, unless you have the ship, I think it is perhaps safe to return your vessel to you. I wish you all Godspeed. And as he's like holding up his hands, the ship comes out of the ground below you, lifting up, and you are all on the deck. Lord Quincy, he's staying behind
Yeah.
for the time being.
See you in England, Lord Quincy.
Can I drop the coop on him?
No, don't drop the coop. Don't drop the coop.
It's not gonna kill him.
We don't want. We've already getting to leave America. We don't need to piss him off anymore. Drop it near him.
I'll drop it near him. Alright.
Very, a Bach. So maybe some chickens left in it.
So the coffin is actually going to come with us on the ship.
Oh,
and
okay.
as I'm leaving, if I do not see you in England, I will be coming for you with this coffin.
Ooh, alright. Okay, so the ship, you are now all on the deck of the Sanguine Tide. It is solid enough. And now, Diego, you can control it a bit better.
Is everyone here, or is it just me?
Oh, we're all here. This is a new trip.
As far as I know,
I think he's talking about his crew.
The crew.
Yeah, you can see your crew is starting to like come out of the below decks and like lower from the rigging. All of them are in various states of decay. You can beat like the fish and sharks that have been gnawing on them, but they're still your crew, and they're still happy to see their old first mate again.
Yeah, Diego's not even paying anyone attention. He's just going around hugging his crew. It's like, holy crap, everyone's alive.
Captain Diego.
Like
your crew.
What?
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not alive.
I'm not alive either, you deaf bastards.
All Goody Sarah Pruitt said is, Diego, I walk through the valley of the shadow. And thinks she's going to try to regenerate.
Oh yeah.
Which she does, marks of corruption.
Okay. So while you're doing this, like, does it visually? Is there like a visual?
I don't know.
hints?
I feel like maybe she glows a little bit.
Yeah, I would think it's something like that. As that's happening, Sir Francis notices, and he's like, "Oh, well, you have a nice little glow about you. You didn't see fit to mention this earlier, perhaps?"
What are you talking about?
I think there's a little bit of clip-off in you, my dear.
A little bit of clip off in you, sir.
No, I did not really merge my essence with them as you did.
Doesn't look like that.
That's most intriguing. I may be able to use you as sort of a conduit, putting the energy through you into the clip-off and then forcing them back through the portal and closing it up.
Well, if it is to save the world, then I suppose I will be this conduit.
Well, let's hope it works. So he starts like
You better, we're all screwed.
I hope they will work better than 15 of the times that I was a conduit before.
Sarah, I collect items of power. Being an item of power is no small task. I hope you know what you're doing.
I do not.
She's got us to help out.
True.
But I do believe in trying to save the world, and if that is my lot, then so be it.
If we all die, there's a part on the ship for all of you.
Well, so
Comforting.
I do believe that I'll be
Very
resolved into a
comforting.
clip-off of some variety, but thank you for the offer.
Yeah, there's room for anyone.
I will say, as this conversation is happening, some of my wounds are regenerating.
oh, okay.
I took a corruption to do that, so
I wish my wounds
He's
were
just got regular.
yeah.
That's the
Nothing
word.
special. It's just more.
They call it demonic energy to heal up.
All right.
Do you have to have a specific move in order to help someone heal, or can you just...
Yes, you can do there's healing moves in this game.
Dang.
Specifically a wolf move called regeneration.
Yeah, that's why mine doesn't help you.
Does someone have the tainted or any by chance?
Tainted?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
when I leveled up, I took some werewolf moves.
Yeah.
If not a big deal.
They were both
Oh,
werewolf
but
moves,
thank
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I looked through all the sheets and I'm like, well, that's the best moves to steal.
No, the
Well, yeah, I guess it's
It is
just,
the regenerating is pretty cool.
Almost all of the wolf moves.
Does yours specify where you can heal yourself or heal others?
It's only others. I can't heal myself.
Usually
But it
not.
specifies specifically.
Yes.
Dang.
The only one I don't have is Reckless.
I got that one.
Question. Could I use the Devil Within to heal him? It's one of the abilities as for the
Oh, does it say you can
Devil
use another
inside.
player?
It says heal to harm. It doesn't specify because his does specify you can't use it on yourself.
Ooh, okay.
But I would assume it probably does because
Yeah, unless it really says, I think we're going to go like
I'm still up. But thank you.
certain
yeah.
interpretation.
I appreciate it.
Well, actually, Dallas, as you guys are starting to sail over through the sky, you're now heading to what's left of Gethsemane, and you can see that like sort of a well of these clip-offs. The portal is clearly there. They're all zooming out, flying into the sky. That tall tree has been splintered over. The light's bursting through. The clip-off, they're zooming out, flying everywhere. And you're heading into this like great storm of them. So it feels a little bit kind of familiar to your experiences, Diego, of sailing right into tempests. Not a great feeling. As you guys are doing
not a
this,
great idea.
Not a
Yeah.
great idea at all.
We're ready to pass the halls. Oh wait, it's a ghost ship.
Hang down the hatches and tie the cannons down.
yeah, batten down the hatches for sure. As you go, those hatches got to be well battened.
That. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, no, sorry, wrong thing.
As you guys are doing this, you notice another flying ship next to you, or a flying canoe, rather. It is Hungry Jacques in the Chasse Gallery, kind of paddling his way. And sitting in the middle of it is Queen Grace.
I'm going to say, Jacques, I didn't think you were crazy enough to ride into storms like this.
And he's like, crazy? Oui, and hungry too. But it is for the Queen's request that I sail.
Does she still have her arm thing on?
Yeah.
And I...
Oracle? Yeah.
So does she still have the arm thing on?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, then I'd like to... I know Clyde didn't directly say it, but I know he persuaded the hell out of him to get the information. So whatever it would have been, can I relay that good information, or does she wish to step aboard and get that information about how the manacle can be removed?
Why don't you let it out? So it's kind of like you got to do a little bit of magic. So
Can I lend a hand in some way?
you can try and use some of your demonic magic to mix in with this.
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens there.
Roll +1, right? Or
You roll for his faction. Wild. Yes, wild.
That's...
12.
Ooh, okay. Be sure to mark it too if you need it.
I'm just missing mortality.
Yeah.
Well, help me.
And you get a +1 as well.
Oh yeah, and I'm rolling on wild anyway.
Yes. Or no, it's spirit.
On spirit, that's awesome. All right, so that's like 12.
Whoa.
No. Yeah.
12 was it? Okay, good. You don't need
Plus
to do
two,
one of
plus
these.
one, yeah.
Right. So no corruption needed, and you can even pick another one. Extend your senses. Take definitely to hold something vulnerable. I mean, that could be removing the manacles from her. Taking +1 forward.
Yeah, I'll take the hold of something vulnerable, so that it is removed, and then...
All right. In fact, I'm going to say, because you picked that one, you get to keep the manacles.
Cool.
They kind of like wrench free. You have these magical cold iron. It kind of burns your hands when you hold them, so maybe you want to like put them in a satchel or a bag or something. So
I can hold on to him.
But an item of power.
Patrick's everything except for fairy at this point. So.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a handy like fairy fighting mechanism.
I promise to never use it on any of you.
He seems a trustworthy.
Isn't this the face you can trust with like the wooden eye? And...
The wooden eye and the wooden claw.
Yeah.
Just
I'll take
because
the
I
+1 on the
inherently
next
relied
roll.
on you to murder my brother.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, I don't want to be responsible for murder. You kill him.
All right.
Was it murder or was it justice?
So yeah, I'll take the
Divine
manacles,
Hands
and I'll take the +1 on the next roll, for whatever it may be.
Okay.
The
Nice.
devil works with God.
All right. So now you're sort of in the air above what's left of Gethsemane, and the clip-offs start to notice. They start like flying down.
Queen Grace, I think it'd be time if you and Jacques stepped out, got away.
Or get below deck.
Hungry Jacques is like, I meant to do just that, but Queen Grace is like, oh, you're talking to the Queen of Storms, and this is just a little piddle in the bucket.
By all means.
She starts trying to make kind of her own storm to match the one of the clip-off. So some lightning's crashing down. It's holding them off a bit and buying you guys some time, but it's some of them are still going to be able to get through. So you're all in this like pirate ship. What do you guys, as the clip-offs start like zooming down to attack?
If there's some sort of conduit thing happening, then perhaps now is the time.
Sir Francis says, I'll tell you when the moment is right, but before that and after that and during that, keep me alive.
Can I
Well, I
man
shall stand in front of him and start shooting arrows.
can I man one of the cannons and fire it off?
All right, well, let's kind of go around, and we'll all do your one action before the clip-off really start messing everything up. So, Diego, what are you doing? What part of your ship are you heading to?
So, Diego's not the actual captain of the ship, is he? I mean, it had a captain.
Yeah, you said first mate. At this point, it kind of is your ship, though. Do you want to like go talk to the captain really quick?
Yeah.
And what do we pick a name for this guy? I think you did at the beginning.
Yeah. Can't remember her name, though. Amelia. We'll call her Amelia.
Okay.
Screw it. So, Captain Amelia, orders to fire.
Yeah, she's like, run out the guns!
Run up the guns, you sorry cuz!
The ghost pirates are pushing them out. getting that broadside ready.
Is that like?
Bring her about.
Can that be like a lend a hand to get them ready to fire?
I would say that's good.
All right. So
And I guess this is night.
night, wild, who knows?
Yeah, I mean they're ghosts like you, so probably be night.
Night. So 11.
Very good. Okay, they get there. I mean the Sanguine Tide, pretty practiced at this. They rotate, get that broadside going, and they unleash a big blast of cannons into the swarm of Clip-Off flying your way, punching some big holes in the swarm. All right, Goody Pruitt.
Okay, so I stand between the Clip-Off and Sir Francis, putting myself in a terrible spot without thinking very much about it.
Definitely.
And I'm going to start shooting at the Clip-Off with my bow and arrow.
Okay.
Come on, roll good. That was good. That's a 10.
Ooh. Okay. So which one of the top two are you taking?
You know I always do the same one.
Well, maybe you want to I don't know. You could take the initiative or
Take something from them.
But it might be inflict. I mean, it's up to you.
She likes inflicting terrible harm. You know?
Because the taking something could be like a more metaphorical thing,
Yeah.
like the high ground or something like that. But it could be terrible. Okay, so what's the?
I can
You're going
have
with terrible
high
harm
ground.
though, or is that what you want?
I guess, can I take their resolve from them?
I mean, no, they're like mindless, soulless,
Okay, then yeah, I'll do terrible harm.
unfathomable Lovecraftian entities.
Okay. So that's 5 harm. I know that. It's 5 plus harm.
All right, the first clip. Oh. The first Clip-Off that's zooming down to attack you guys takes like several arrows through its glowing form. Lars.
I yell to Francis Flood saying, "You might want to prepare," and I step aside of Queen Grace and assist her in the storm.
Okay, so like a lend a hand.
Yeah, I like to use my fairy powers as well.
All right, help her out there.
I love the idea of this super killer Puritan who's she really looks like a pumpkin come to life. I mean, she's not a heroic figure in the least bit.
No. It's hilarious, though.
Sorry.
I don't know. Look, hero is as hero does. So you're
Not the
saving the
hero
world.
we deserve, but
The hero we
need.
got.
Yeah.
It's the hero we got.
She's the hero Salem deserves. How'd you do?
So I'm rolling
Not
with
the one it needs.
one.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, dang, there's
Ooh,
your snake
buddy.
eyes.
Yeah, that's 5.
Is that your
Ooh.
snake eyes? No.
No, that's my first one of the night. That's
All right. So what do you think goes wrong?
I am. Man, I don't even know.
Could be like you miscalculate. You do the spell wrong.
Yeah, I'm just watching her.
You're just too in awe.
Yeah, just like, oh,
Maybe
that's
you
how you do it. Okay.
you get a little bit too close to the edge. I'm gonna say a gust of wind kind of blasts into you, and you fall off.
Oh,
You
no.
manage to grab on, and you're like dangling from the railing now.
Okay. I'm
Man
going.
overboard!
Yeah, overboard.
Don't push me because I'm close to the
Yeah.
yeah.
Andre, what are you doing in this chaos?
Well, since it's not a full moon, I would like to let it out and see if I can transform.
Okay.
So, if this is successful.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It's 12. So, yeah, it works. And actually, I regenerate the last bit of harm with that. And I now have a whole bunch of really badass shit.
Nice.
All right.
Be a badass werewolf.
Hell yeah. Like, with my level up, I gained 2 more transformation things, so not my harm is now armor piercing. And when I'm battling a group, I fight as a small group.
Whoa.
So you're fighting a group of clip-offs.
Yeah.
But he's like a small group against the group.
Very suitable there. All right.
On me.
Because like a whole bunch of them are coming to attack the deck. Patrick.
I'm gonna go run to try to get Lars and pull him back up.
Okay. This would probably be. I'm thinking which there's no pull someone up. Pull someone off the edge of a boat. Let's do keep your cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And the situation you want to avoid is him falling off.
What?
Yeah.
Is that just a straight roll?
It's with spirit.
It's
With
spirit.
spirit.
Oh boy, it's 0.
Unless you're Goody Pruitt, in which case...
That's a 9 though.
All right. You rush over and grab him. The problem is, like, as you're hauling him up, he's a strangely a little heavy more than you. Maybe because he's got so many like cool artifacts and gear on him. So it takes a little bit longer than you thought. And this is when the Clipoths start attacking.
Yeah.
So,
some of the Fire Nation attacks.
let's have both you guys roll a keep your cool. Lars and
9.
Yeah. That's 11.
okay, you're good. You take a faint harm as a Clipoth kind of like one of its claws rushes out and slashes you.
I do have 2 armor, so
Okay.
So you're fine.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have wood on my body apparently.
Ooh. All right.
I'm immature enough to laugh about that. So.
Andre.
Yep.
Two Clipoth are gonna land like on you and start trying to shred you. Recognizing you as the big threat.
All right.
Let's have you roll a keep your cool.
Really?
Don't worry, there's a swarm of them. They're gonna
He's a
get
giant
everybody.
wolf monster, and I rolled a 10 on my attack.
7 plus spirit is 8. But I have 2 armor.
Okay.
And I'm all but immune to magical attacks as a werewolf in my transform form.
All right, you get a
Oh,
faint.
you took that one.
You get a faint harm.
Nice.
Faint harm and leaves it at that. Goody pro. So you really keep your cool.
All right. I'm gonna roll it with my blood. That's something. That's 9.
Okay. You get a. You already hit a faint harm. Second level of faint harm.
I didn't have a faint harm.
Weren't you shot or shot at earlier?
Yeah, she healed it.
Oh right. Okay. You get it back now.
Cool. She has 1 armor.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, it goes over the armor. So. It is enough to go through the armor and give you the 1 level of faint
okay.
harm. Yeah. Okay, and for the whole ship wise, so right now, Sir Francis is like he's like drawing out his little kind of summoning circle thing. He's popping out some candles, all I guess are the ghosts of candles. I don't know. Are ghost ships the ghosts of ships?
The ghosts of candles burnt.
Exactly.
There's spirit forms of them.
Yeah. So he gets some ghost chalk. And he's drawn out the right sort of sigils and pentagrams on the deck. Yeah, ghosts never leave home without it. So he's working crazily to try and get the ritual going, get the energy summoned up. However, the Clipoth, even though they don't have intelligence as we would think it, they're realizing that he's the threat. So 2 of them land behind him, and he lets out a little whimper as they start closing in. Also, one more thing. The Sanguine Tide is taking some return fire.
Oh boy.
So the Clipoth are they got a broadside, but they're shooting back their energy, and it does damage. They've ripped a hole into the hull.
How do you calculate damage for the ship?
Good question.
I mean, I will just say it's more like part of the environment at this point. Mm-hmm. So you'll have to find some way to keep it right and salvage it and keep it going. Mm-hmm. Maybe in the future we can make it, we treat it like a small group because it'll be your body of ghosts. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So the Sanguine Tide starts listing to the side a bit, making the ritual even more precarious as that ghost chalk and candles are starting to spill and shift. All right, so we'll go around after these new threats. Diego.
Right. So, Queen Grace, she can control winds and stuff, right?
She can.
She's pretty elemental
Yeah,
so
she's
far.
the queen of the storm.
All right. Is there a way I can hit the streets, but to get help from Queen Grace for her to specifically correct the sails?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
All right, so roll with wild. Yeah.
That is a 8. And a level up.
Nice.
Okay, so
And I would choose that join or lead a body of ghosts right now, but I'm not too sure how that works.
No, you can pick that one right now.
Okay.
I think that's okay. I'm gonna say as you're doing this, your captain is like, Captain Emilia's like, Diego, you've done more than I ever could. You got us our freedom to raise the flag and sail as we used to. And she takes off her tricorn, and she's like, you should wear this.
What?
You're the captain now.
Yes, you. Look at you. You're the captain.
I'm
So-
captain now.
Now you can change your character name to Captain Diego.
Oh!
Yeah, I'll call you Captain Wensley, I guess. Or Captain Diego, whatever you prefer. You're the captain, so you decide. Also, so Queen Grace says, like, I can ride it, but it will take all the energy that I have.
That is alright. You correct the ship, we'll sail the ship, and we'll blast these angelic wannabes straight back to hell.
Don't come from hell.
To heaven, which is hell by our book. Where they come from.
So back to their hell, non-existent.
Some heady theocratic matters. So she has to stop the lightning, letting more of these clip off through. However, the wind is able to keep the Sanguine Tide on course. Alright, Goody Pruitt.
Okay, I'm going to mark 2 corruption to use my perfect timing. So that not only do I move in front of Sir Francis, but that I am now in a superior position.
Oh, okay.
Which is to say that, in this case, like, she almost kind of, like, blinks out of existence and then reappears in a flash of light.
Oh, so you're kind of using those clip-off powers?
Right, like, to be very clip-off-like.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she's kind of glowing when she addresses them. But she also has her bow pointed at them. And says to them, stand back. Do not attack. I'll try to do a persuade.
No, give me a roll here. It might work, but, like, these things don't speak English or communicate as... I mean, they're not, like, technically alive or ghosts or anything. They're their own weird thing from outside of existence.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe, like, seeming like them or using...
What's that?
Mine was drones.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was just hoping to be able to tap into whatever their energy is to sort of push them back.
It might... Well, let's roll. Maybe if you roll, like, really high, it'll happen. But if you... It's got to be, like, the high level roll, 10 plus.
Well,
Oh?
that would be a 14.
Well, I actually meant 14 plus. No, somehow it works, yeah.
I'm sorry, it was a 13, but...
That's what I was... That's okay. It was a 13. No. I'm not going to go back on my word. I said 10 plus, and I mean it.
Right.
So, that energy that you had, like you were saying, you're kind of
Yeah, it took
relating
a lot
to...
of corruption to do this.
Yeah, and you're almost as much clip-off as you are a woman at this point, and you're able to sort of relate to these things, like husk to husk. So, you're communicating, I mean, it's not even with words, it's weird anti-thoughts.
Yeah, like she thinks she just said back off, but she just communicated with weird anti-thought.
Mm-hmm. And they sort of pull back and have some pause. Just out of confusion alone, perhaps. If such things could be confused. Alright. Lars.
I am going to try to pick up the slack where the Queen let go to aid the ship. So I'd like to do that and continue to my best of my ability to make up for the storm that she was doing awesomely with.
Yeah, sorry about that, but...
No. You asked her to do something very important, so we're not crashing.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just trying to do what she was doing very good at, where I did not do so great.
Alright, why don't you give me a let it out. Or is this a fairy move you have?
It would be like using my Wild Fury to like sort of continue that storm, or let it out. But either way, I don't know how that would work.
Let's see you roll for the Wild Fury. I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's a 7.
Okay.
I got no blood. So 7.
Alright, so what's the result for that one?
I take something from them, I guess, which is another moment for you guys to do something else, because I'm not doing good right now.
That's alright. You kind of make like a like a wall of lightning that's kind of stopping them from getting through and hitting the ship.
Yeah, and I don't want to take another harm, but we'll find out what happens. I'm going to put myself in a bad spot instead.
Ooh.
See what happens.
All right. Maybe you're so busy like using up this energy to hold them off. You don't notice the clip off. One of them slipped through and is like behind you, creeping up on you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Andre.
Well, I don't know what it means to fight like a small group, but I'm going to fight like a small group.
Be a one-man
Haymakers
army.
everywhere. Just
One-man army.
I got it here if you need group stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so you're leading your group into battle. You roll an unleash an attack using your group's harm, which is you. Mm-hmm. And it's applied to the whole group. So you're fighting like a bunch of clip-off.
Cool.
So I'm going to have you. You are leading a group into battle against another group. So you're going to roll with blood. How'd you do with your
7.
attack? Okay.
So I guess that means that you hit a lot of clip off and you get hit.
Yes. All right. So you have to what'd you roll again?
7.
Okay. You have to pick 2 of these.
Okay.
Your group suffers little harm. Your group inflicts terrible harm. Your group seizes a vital position, or you avoid collateral damage. So you're picking 2 from that list. Yeah. So either you suffer a little harm, you do extra damage, you take a vital position, or you avoid collateral damage, which would be his ship. So which 2 are you going to pick there?
Let's do damage on them, and
Inflicting the terrible damage.
yeah, inflicting the terrible damage, and we'll avoid collateral.
Ooh.
Cool.
A noble choice.
Equals a year's service aboard the ship.
Another good choice. Unfortunately, you are going to take some pretty. In fact, I'm going to be like, as you're fighting this like a swarm of clip-off, you're going to move up to the grievous harm.
Seriously? Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's-
mark 1 or
Yeah, you're going to be in the first level of
okay,
grievous
yeah,
harm.
that's fine.
Do you have armor?
I have 2 armor.
It does, but like you're fighting like 10 clip-off.
Yeah.
I think he's taking the armor into account.
Yeah.
Earlier.
It might be. Otherwise, I was like, it wasn't. If you weren't like an armored super wolf.
Yeah, armored.
It would probably be
only
the
good
grievous
to magical
level.
attacks.
Yeah.
Only taking 1
1 point of harm.
while being attacked by an army of like glowing Cthulhu monsters.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I imagine you're fighting like 10 of these things. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all over you, just hacking at you. But you're like ripping them apart.
Sweet.
In fact, you probably how much harm do you do? And you pick this. You pick the serious.
I do 2 harm, but it's armor piercing.
Yeah, and like as
magical weaponry. So
and you pick the inflict terrible. So you
Yeah.
probably like you might even take out one of these guys, just like ripping it apart. But they're not really like stopping again because they don't have that like they don't have any survival instinct or like courage or more morale as living things would perhaps. Yeah, they're viruses, mindless drones. All right, Padraig. He's swarmed by clip-offs. He's got one behind him.
How's Flood doing?
Flood, thanks to Goody Pruitt's like using her inner clip-off, he's right now is not being attacked. He's okay.
Okay. So first off, by the way, I did level up when I on your debts. That gave me the last mentality that I needed. But none of it's really pertaining to the battle at hand. It's for after, so I'm not going to worry about it. Just want you to know that I did. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the aid of Lars, who looks like he needs it. I'm going to rush over there and attack with my wooden claw.
All right. Give me the unleash an attack.
Not great.
It's plus blood.
I know, but I have 0 blood.
Okay, so it's a
That's
total
6.
miss.
That's a miss.
All right, roll a keep your cool real quick.
Great. Yeah, that I do with an 11.
All right, you get faint harm.
Okay.
So at least you avoid taking serious damage, but your claw just is not able to go through. Okay, but at this moment, Sir Francis has like taken a step back, and he's like, Goody Pruitt, if you would be so good, step into the circle.
Okay, do as he asks. Since it's gonna hurt.
It is. I want you to roll Let It Out.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll with spirit. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I was
not
going to
really.
say this one has to be spirit because this really doesn't.
Is there a way to help by any chance?
Let's have you roll. Let's have a roll and see what happens.
Yeah, because I don't feel like I can apply my Slayer to this.
Yeah.
I can act as a conduit for it.
Oh,
you can advance,
please
let it
do.
out. Does anyone near my presence? And you're on
Okay.
the ship.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
How does that work?
I think you just use the advanced version to let it out.
So,
Oh.
If you roll a 12 plus, you get a.
yeah.
Oh.
Does this instantly work for her? She gets instantly 12 plus.
On a 12 plus, your powers or abilities manifest in unexpectedly
If she
useful
rolls
way.
it.
If I roll a 12.
If you roll a 12.
But Diego, or Captain Wensley, does your power give her like a bonus?
No, but I can lend a hand for her.
Ooh, all right, let's do that.
Okay, so I'll lend
So
you a
roll her
hand.
faction, mortality.
Mortality.
Strength 0 for me.
Nope.
5, dang.
Oh, all right. You're
All
not
right.
getting that
Still
plus
new
one.
to it.
Let's roll it out.
Let's see if I can roll 2 6s.
All right.
No.
Okay,
Dang it.
it is not quite working. You're in there. You're
It's
trying to
not
get
working.
the magic through, and you can feel the Qliphoth energy building inside of you. Glowing lights start bursting through you, like your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, your ears. But it's not quite coming free to help out. Here. And Sir Francis is like, I'm trying my best, but I only have the one hand. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. Hold that against me now. That's actually very fair.
We
Sorry
got
about
plenty of
that.
hooks to give you aboard the ship if you want.
Oh, wonderful. Meanwhile, a bunch of these other Qliphoths started like landing on the railings and the rigging and are all closing into attack.
By the way, that conduit bonus applies to everyone.
Oh, so you all can get a lend a hand for lend it out. All right, Diego, what are you doing?
Or you can do this 6 if you manage to.
No, it's just advance on let it out.
We're kind of gonna we'll go. Or actually, let's go like
Yeah,
backwards
let's
here.
go backwards.
Padraig.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna do the devil inside. I'm gonna try to get some more power and then make an attack. If that's okay.
Okay.
Nope. I still get 2 because I'm currently on the job with my boss, so I owe him another debt, and I still get to choose 2. So I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna increase my armor and continue with the demonic weapon, and just throw bows. Just gonna start punching.
But you
6 total.
This is what
No.
happens when we all do the wrong thing.
I know.
all right, you're just trying to fight. It's not quite working.
It's fine.
The
I'll take
werewolves
you take
do
another level of
okay,
faint
this
harm
is what
there.
he's supposed
Yeah.
to be doing.
Yes. All right,
In
Andre,
agreement.
you're still battling that horde.
I hope I didn't just jinx you.
Plus blood. So,
Yeah.
9.
Pretty good. All right. I will say you're like, do you want to like inflict terrible? You're fighting as a group. You want to inflict terrible harm, suffer, avoid collateral damage.
So you're still
Taking
avoiding
2.
collateral damage.
Yeah. Let's still
Alright.
avoid collateral. Yeah.
Okay. You're going to take 1 more level of harm there,
Okay.
but you take out like 2 more Qliphoths.
If you do need to do something else,
Lars.
we can fix the ship later.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not doing so good. I would like to see if I can. This thing is still like bearing down on me, right? Or is it distracted by?
Well, yeah, it's still kind of creeping up on you.
Okay.
You
so
probably noticed it by now, though.
I was just wondering if I could trick it if it's not like looking at me
Oh, you can
anymore.
trick it for sure.
Okay.
Give me a mislead.
I would like to trick it as though I am one of its own wounded on the ground and like just like give it like some guttural scream like not me asshole that one.
That could work. Let's see how you do. The mislead.
Can I try to assist him? Oh, never mind.
You're. Oh, how'd you do
that's
that?
a 13.
Whoa! All right, it's totally distracted. Yeah, I would say like opportunity, maybe exposing a weakness for this one, or and confusing him. Oh, maybe or avoid further entanglement.
Yeah, I would like to avoid all further entanglement. Wait. Created awkward. He's the only other one that was like fighting me with.
That's whatever happens.
Yeah, so I'm
I have 3
gonna.
armor now. Okay.
I'm just going to avoid the further entanglement. If there's
Okay.
opportunities I can create right now.
All right, Goody Pruitt. So yeah, you are. It's not going after you.
So,
Goody Pruitt. So Francis says, there is perhaps another way. I'm may bring it up. This clearly could work, but it's quite difficult. I could increase the power using you as a conduit, and that would perhaps send away the Clipots, but it would leave the Clipots with you behind, sort of like locking a door, and you would forever have the essence of these creatures intermingled with your own.
Just do it.
Do it.
Very well. Alright, so he does that. You don't need to roll, because you're kind of taking that deal.
Am I doing some corruption, or is it just a...
Yeah, I would say, how far are you in the corruption track?
3. You want to do the next 2? Let's do
Yeah.
that. Okay, I'm taking a level of corruption.
Yes, yeah.
I would like to take a corruption move from another archetype, which I actually think this would be appropriate. I want to take a corruption move from the Tainted archetype, which is marking a corruption to assume your demon form.
Yeah.
Even though I don't technically have a demon form.
Yes, I mean, I think all the books, like, it says tainted, but it doesn't mean demon. Clipoth works, or any weird...
so that's what I figure, is that she can take a corruption to unleash...
Yeah, any, like, fiendish being from mythology could fit in with that, so...
Yeah. I don't even know if it matters, because we're, the show's almost over.
Yeah. But just, be aware that, like, you have this weird form, because it'll help with our final moments.
Yeah.
But, thanks to the sacrifice on Goody Pruitt's parts, the portal, so Francis is able to close the portal. So, he, like, kind of reverses it, and like a drain, all the Clipoth gets sucked away, poured away from the deck of the Sanguine Tide, sucked back into the Angelus Aperture, which closes up and becomes just a tree. And now you are just floating on that peaceful pirate ship, looking over the remains of Gethsemane.
I'm going to blow up that tree, just to make sure.
Yeah,
you don't need to roll for that. It's just like a quick...
I want to roll for it.
Alright, roll unleash an attack on a tree.
Roll
You
1.
anything hits.
9.
You destroy the tree.
Roll 2 once.
Broadside the tree.
The tree cannot inflict harm on you, and the tree cannot put you in a bad spot, so you're good. The tree's blown to smithereens.
And the ground around it.
Victory! Sir Francis is like, all the ghost pirates are cheering. Sir Francis says, bravo, and claps with his stump. And it is a somewhat happy ending, because, you're still a ghost. You become a Clipoth.
Well, kind of a Clipoth.
Kind of a Clipoth.
I can become a Clipoth.
You're still sort of possessed by the devil, even though you should have served him okay.
Yeah.
And the rest of you guys, you might have a deal with the Ordo Sanguis of running things in North America for them, now that Lord Claggett's going back. And Lars, you might also have definitely raised the estimation of the Renegade Brethren. So, in fact, let's go around with our final moves here. This is kind of the end of the arc. So I don't really need to know those the final ones, at which faction rises and falls. But instead, tell me it's like 1698.
Oh wait,
So like the 1700s are really close by. A lot of your characters are immortal at this point. So you've got like all of colonial American history and the American Revolution not too far off, and the French and Indian War, all kinds of great stuff on the horizon. So what happens to you guys as history progresses? Padre, what happens to Padre?
So as part of my last level up, I picked changed my faction, so I changed from mortality to power. And after 5 advances, I can choose one on the advanced side, and I've chosen to lead a Watcher Society.
Oh, cool.
And as part of that, our goal is to watch over the colonies and whatever becomes of it, and attempt to stop any things like this from happening ever again. And I extend my invitation to both Goody Pruitt's, Lars, Andre, and Diego, if you chooses to join the Lynchfield Society.
Okay, I'll mark that down. I'm definitely going to reuse that in other games set in America.
And the symbol is and also ask Francis Floyd to join us too.
Oh, of course.
So that's a new power
The
faction?
Lynchfield Society.
That's up to him. It's just something that my character starts.
And it might be in other games in the future.
And the symbol is an oaken eye that is burnt.
Burnt open eye.
Okay, this is a power faction.
Yes.
Okay.
The Watcher Society.
What about Andre?
I think Andre. He definitely goes and checks on Claggett, make sure that he gets where he's supposed to be going.
Yeah, Claggett will follow the terms of the deal.
Yeah. So once that happens, he will keep his promise to Ludwig and sort of give a good word with him and Claggett and
Right, making Ludwig the new kind of
right hand to
Claggett.
Yeah.
What happens to Andre?
So I think that would probably erase the debt that he has with him.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So that does that. And then
So does he stay in North America, or is he going like somewhere else?
I think he'll stay for quite some time but he will eventually go over to Russia. He gets assigned to Russia.
Ooh, okay.
So he's going to come in season 3.
Oh, very cool. Much 2 centuries later or so, but yeah, very cool. All right, how about Lars?
After helping Queen Grace, I would like to see her off peacefully and successfully, because I know she wanted to go.
Yeah, she returns back to her watery domain.
So I do that, and then I check in with Sassamon, and I clear that out for helping out.
Yeah, you did your job there.
Yep. So after that, and this is years later, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer in my shop. That is completely run by Hester, and it changes over so that like everyone just really knows it to be hers. That was my goal in the first place. I actually I help people. I truly lend a hand, then I move on.
Oh wow, lend a hand where it's not just a name.
So I am looking for the next settlement that could use, or where people might need some aid. You know what I mean? That aren't.
Oh, kind of like the little shop that wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. So then I pop up, and then I establish, and people
help people out, and then move on.
Exactly.
Oh wow. I thought you were kind of sinister at first, but it seems like Lars is actually helping. It's like needful things, but good.
Well, I'm sure that people who believe him to be sinister, especially as they track him through the years, like, this guy keeps on moving and appearing in other cities.
And always give people what they need and help us.
Just like that's a little bit suspicious.
From people who are powerful to who are not. Because they could always lead me to more powerful things. That's what I'm trying to do. Keep it going.
I like it. We'll have we'll have more arcs and one shots set in like North America, and so you can definitely be reappearing in those.
Yeah, that would be the goal for him. Would just be like to pop up every now and again.
All right, and how about Goody Prue? What happens to her as time progresses?
So she gets your letter inviting her to the society, and she sends you back a letter that says Genesis 4:11 through 12, which is so now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. A fugitive and a vagabond, you shall be on the earth.
Oh no, like a mark of Cain.
Okay.
So
I'm unaffected by it.
Oh no, she's referring to herself.
I mean, obviously she's referring to herself, and it's basically her explaining why she's not joining your thing. By all intents and purposes, she died. Like, that's what her children are told, is that she died defending the colony.
Interesting.
And she moves away from human society as much as she can, and she has to keep moving as the West keeps expanding. So, like, wherever, like, white people get out to, there's always these, sort of horror stories about terrible things and
the witch in the woods,
Yeah, she's basically all the witches of the woods.
Oh, cool.
So, as she tries to stay away from people because she's worried that if she interacts with humans, she'll destroy all of society.
Wow.
Because being exposed to this power has already made her this horrible thing. And
I mean, with the clip-off involved, it might be true.
Right.
So.
And so the more she's worried, the more she interacts with people, the more she'll be tempted to use the power.
Wow.
And then reopen the portal.
I mean, yeah, like a tragic end to Goody Pruitt. But, I mean, she might reappear in the future.
She might.
Watchers are... The society's probably watching as well.
Yeah. As an NPC or played by Kat, I might.
Yeah, but basically trying to keep people safe by not being near them. She eventually ends up in California, and yeah.
Good luck there.
Well, I mean, at the time,
Yeah.
you know, she's like, I'll live down here in this horrible burning desert that nobody will ever move to ever.
I know. Who doesn't want to live in California?
God, it's the worst place.
And then people move to LA and make a major city down there.
Oh
For
no!
people that wonder, hey, why did Sacramento end up, the capital?
That's why they called
Because
it
LA
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
She's the angel it's named after.
Lol.
I mean, I think it was named Los Angeles way before that.
Yeah.
But it works. I like it.
It does work.
In our universe,
In
that's
this
how
universe,
got
it
its
does.
name.
Yeah.
No, I don't know when Los Angeles got named Los Angeles.
Well, Captain Wensley, what happens to you in the Sanguine Tide?
18? 19?
Well, first off, we politely decline your offer to join your society, Patrick.
Well, it was specifically just for you, not for your crew, just to you.
Well, I can't leave my crew. We're going to sail the Atlantic, enjoy our freedom. Maybe visit the Felix, our last surviving member,
Yeah, he's still out there. With he's growing up with the Renegade Brethren, so he'll be
and
okay.
let him live his life and everything. But after a few years sailing the Atlantic, terrorizing the Spanish, raiding slave ships, and pirate things that we do,
Cool pirate
we
stuff.
find that after a while, we're just standing there, and it's like, isn't something supposed to be happening? We can't move on. Why are we still here? And we can't move on with our lives. We can't pass on. We're stuck
True.
here in this mortal world.
Something's got to be done before you can go towards the light.
Perhaps we have to save our immortal souls. Or find a cheat.
And I think that will appear in our next arc, where there'll be recurring role as Captain Wensley.
So, fun fact, Los Angeles was named Los Angeles in 1781. So, yes, we could say officially it was named after her.
1781.
Los Angeles, now we think of it as this big city. At the time, it was a horrible desert that was on fire all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
People didn't go like, that place, the horrible valley that's on fire. We will live there.
Except for the Spanish. The Spanish.
Well,
and the
Yeah,
Chumash and a bunch of people that live there.
That's always been the case with LA. It was like, I've seen pictures of LA from when, photographs really first started existing. It's like, oh, everything is on fire. That has always been LA has always caught fire.
Great! What a great
Earthquakes,
town.
fires,
Blaze Angeles.
destruction.
Right.
LA.
So she
California.
got out to there and was like, I think it is reasonable to say that humans will not live here.
30 years later, they're there.
Well,
Spanish
well-
walk in.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I know that there's a later LA game, so
Yeah.
she might tie in with that.
That would be cool. With the reveal that the true like dark the history of LA with Goody Prue involved there. But for the moment, next week gonna be a quick break. We're gonna take next week off while I write out, get the factions ready. I'll be sending you guys some faction information about our next arc, which I'll announce it here. The next 5 episodes are going to be in Victorian London, 1888. There's going to be Jack the Ripper. There's going to be Dracula. There's going to be Dorian Gray. All the greats are going to... The Elephant Man, he's going to be in there. Joseph Merrick, oh yeah, I got to make sure the Elephant Man's in there now. All kinds of stuff.
He's really an elephant.
Yes.
He's parts animal.
Horrible disease.
I
Was
know.
Frankenstein written in
Frankenstein's a little earlier, but I can have Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
Frankenstein
immortal.
was written in the romantic.
Yeah, we're rewriting history
1816,
here.
but I can throw in some Frankenstein.
It's totally
if you want.
fine.
Jekyll and Hyde, you know it.
Do
That
it.
definitely was, because that's Robert Louis Stevenson.
Yes.
Thank you for running the game.
Dude, this has been awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
thank you so much. And I do hope.
This has been great.
Oh, thank you. I know, we'll have some of you guys will return, some not. We'll be coming back in later arcs, so very happy if you can. If not, that's totally okay, and we'll get you in the future. I hope for more Generation Shadow.
Generation Shadow. Yeah, we're going to take a week off. This arc is thin. And then we will start a whole nother arc in 2 weeks. Same system, a lot of the same players.
Some recurring characters, some new
Yep.
characters.
Yeah.
A
Next
lot
time
of
out, I'll play a Welf, and I'll be doing this accent.
all that,
British werewolves of London.
all that crazy crap that comes out of Michael's head.
I, in fact, will be a Welf of London.
Yes.
I'll be drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. And my hair will be there.
Little hair, like perfect. Little
I'm
actual
getting
werewolves
a
of
hat.
London.
Well,
Ghost
thanks.
Pirates of London.
I know
Other stuff in London,
Londell
maybe?
just hopped in. He's been a longtime fan of this channel. Yes, Londell, it is the end of this show tonight, but it'll be on VOD pretty much for the next 30, 60 days, something like that. So you can watch it afterwards. And thanks, Wes, for hopping in and saying hi. Happy Fun Time Live. We've been doing some projects with him, so thank you so much, Wes, for saying hi and hanging out with us. Check us out in 2 weeks. We will be back in 2 weeks. Michael's crazy stories will be back. So until then, make sure and pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. All right, guys. Have a good night. All right. Peace.